The sun's shining. Good morning. As it always is. Not always. Um, I've had a fantastic week. Really revealing week. And I've said this quite a lot. The universe is a funny thing, and it reveals itself all the time. If you're open to its instruction. um, and it just constantly makes me smile. The things that have happened to me this week and the conversations that I've had further compound my belief that we are not in control, and we are co-creating, or we are able to co-create. And as I say, there's been lots of things happening this week, and you know, I do these videos because, as I've said from the very beginning, I wanted to document my thoughts, my progress, but also offer, if I can, to the wider world just some of the stuff that I'm learning, some of the stuff that I'm being shown, and try and offer it out even further. Um, and I've taken on what we would call a DSP, what you would it's otherwise known as a daily spiritual practice. Now, it might mean to some that it could be a meditation, it could be to others that they are following a kindness and compassion approach to life. But I did want to talk about meditation generally, again, because of a conversation I had this week. And through a universal coercion, shall we say, I met up with this guy, and he was possibly expecting a different conversation with me. But anyway, we had this conversation, and eventually it got round to, as it always kind of does, to the idea that we can make ourselves better if we choose to. And he was quite interested, and he said, "Go on, then. How do you do it?" And I said, "Well, the thing that I've discovered is that we're very good at running the same program every day. We're very good at being in our comfort zones, and that's fine to a certain degree. Um, but I think when you sort of look at the neuroscience of it, and this is a guy, talking from a very limited, I suppose, beginnings in terms of academics. I'm talking about neuroscience these days because it's accessible and because I'm open to it. And I said, from a neuroscience point of view, it's becoming clear that we can do this, and it's very clear to me now that um, the approach that you have to life will determine your outcomes. I've said it often enough. As we think, so shall we be. And your thoughts really, really can determine your outcome. Now, he said, "Oh, that's just positive thinking." And I said, "Well, the neuroscience suggests that when they do scans of the brain, um, when somebody is in a positive thinking mood, uh, they are lighting up just 5% of their brain, and the other 95% is the subconscious program, is the thing that you've always done. So, if you're consciously aware that you're thinking positively, you're only lighting up 5% of your brain. Who knows what you could achieve if you were to do that all the time? And I said, you can increase this, because the way that I've been shown is that you can increase it through meditation, because meditation will light up the whole brain. If you think about left brain, right brain, your right brain is the right now, and your left brain is the one that needs proving. It needs proof, and it goes from that position from past experiences. And so, if you're in this position where you're meditating, God, the sun's bright today, then you are lighting up the whole brain. So it's not just positive thinking; it's something way, way beyond that. And so I was talking to him about meditation, and I said, if you'd told me maybe 3 years ago to meditate, then I would have told you where to go because I wasn't open to that. Um, and what of the studies that I've been looking at, and also particularly listening to on TED Talks and the people that I follow on YouTube, it's very clear that there is a lot to be said for it. There is a lot of meditation stuff out there. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to sit in a cave. You don't have to be a monk or a nun. These are normal, everyday people that I'm now discovering, and include myself in this as being, normal every day, that are using meditation to drive their life. It's said that you can get 5 times the rest that you get from sleep from 20 minutes meditation. So if you meditate 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the at night, you're getting 5 times more rest than you would from a whole night of sleep. Again, this has been scientifically proved, and that's why I think when I come and do these videos, I need to present that because I think a lot of people are very cynical towards this because of their subconscious programming. And so when we talk about these modern day illnesses such as depression, anxiety, it's also mentioned that this particular guy I was talking to, he mentioned that his wife was very depressed, and I said, if you look at the word depression or depressed, what you're actually separating that out into is deep rest. Your wife probably needs deep rest. Now, I wasn't speaking from any kind of expertise. It's just, again, something that was shared with me that I was just passing on. And I said, she might be needing deep rest. And if you think about it, it makes sense that if you're getting 5 times more rest than you would from a night full of sleep from 20 minutes meditation, then it makes sense that you're going to get a lot of deep rest from meditation as well. And so within that, there is a whole manner of neurochemicals that you are firing off, chemicals that you are drenching your body in, the bliss chemicals, as it's been explained to me. And these bliss chemicals are helping you not least rest, but they are helping you heal as well. And so I was talking to him about what depression, as I understand it, is how it's been explained to me, and anxiety. And I said, depression, as far as I can tell, is about reliving the past, whereas anxiety is about rehearsing the future. And so it comes back to this idea of the now. So if you're meditating, if you're trying to operate in the now, then essentially you are taking back controls of your life. And it is a daily discipline, it is something that you can consciously be aware of. So it's just not this 5% random act of kindness, although that's a fantastic starting point. I think it's more a case of a conscious change. If you've been going to if you decide that you want to go to the gym, I said this to this guy as well. I said, it's not just an overnight thing. If you decide that you want to go to the gym and you go for 2 days and you do 100 press ups in total, you're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And we accept that. But yet, when we've had a lifetime of running the same subconscious program, and then we are told to meditate, maybe 2 days, 3 days into it, you'll think, oh, this isn't working, and you'll let it go. For me, that doesn't make any sense. You've spent a lifetime thus far working in a particular way. The idea from now on, I suppose, would be to continue the rest of your life, however long that might be, in a conscious position where you are consciously in control. So it kind of makes more sense for me anyway, particularly. Unfortunately, mindfulness, as I also discovered this week, is being grabbed hold of by big business in not the way that you would expect. If say someone, for example, like Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook or any of the Google guys, you can find their offices where they have places where companies will allow you to meditate. Some of the the less scrupulous companies are using meditation to increase productivity. So you can see that business is trying to, yet again, trying to manipulate something that is seen as a pretty fantastic tool. They're saying if you meditate more, you can produce more. That's true. So if big business are talking about it in your life, if you're meditating, then you can produce more. And I think, the more I'm not going to sort of change my opinions on this. I'm just going to be sharing more and more of the proof, if you like, the stuff on creating your body, taking your body from perhaps an acidic kind of nature to a more alkaline nature, a spiritual pH litmus test, if you like. Um, and you will see the benefits as you start to go through the process. Should you choose to, and why wouldn't you choose to? And that's one of the biggest sort of questions that I have at the moment. And there are lots of reasons why, and it is important to get to the why. But I think, if you do start it, then report your findings on here if you want. My one measure is, you know, is my life getting better because of it? And I have a categoric 100% yes to that question. It is absolutely turned on its head and it is going in the right direction. And I hope it will do for you too as well. If that's the case, then report back. As always, I'd love to hear your feedback if there is any. Um, and go and have a terrific day and enjoy this sunshine.